what the roles involves into this particular phases, and then what are their responsibilities or the activities which they will be performing on it, and then what are the outcomes of this particular phases. So these are the things which we have been discussed yesterday. So today what we are going to discuss about is, so what I asked you to go through is, so we wanted to ask you about SDLC uh, different models. Okay. Okay. So always you need to remember, so we have to be cautious in the terminologies. So these are called sometimes methodologies also. So, and sometimes it is be calling us models also. Different SDLC models is what we wanted to discuss for today. Now, as usual, let me first check out. Means I asked you to go through this one, right? So, how? Means I just wanted to quickly check. So, Sai Dinesh, can you tell me what are the different phases about the SDLC models? What are the different models you have been gone through? What are the different SDLC models? Sai Dinesh.
Waterfall module, V module.
Mhm. Next. This is something, Dinesh, you know it or you don't know it? Ashu,
Yes, sir. Hello,
just go ahead.
sir. Can you hear me?
I'm able to hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. The phases of SDLC, sir.
What is my question?
Sir, hello. Here, no signal, sir. Can you repeat the question?
Modules of SDLC.
Waterfall model, spiral model, hybrid model, prototype model, agile model, and VNV model, verification and validation models.
Priyanka, V Priyanka. What are the different type of models we have?
Agile model and waterfall model, V-shaped model, and spiral model is there. So different types of 5 SDLC models is there. Iterative.
Chandana K. So what are the models it missed over here?
The waterfall model, prototype
Whatever the
model.
models,
Okay.
whatever it is there, you don't need to tell me that. What are the other models it missed over here? This is waterfall model, V model, spiral model, agile,
Okay.
iterative. So apart from this one,
Big
what else
bang
models
model
are
is
missed?
missed.
Big
So
bang
rapid
model.
application
Incremental
development
model.
Chris.
Team, please don't give me
Incremental.
the.
Hybrid model.
Excuse me, team. Excuse me. Please don't give me the group answers. I'll come to one by one. If you're giving me the group answers, how I will know that everyone is following the session or not? If you know the answer, you can raise the hand. Means I'll ask the people and I'll get back to you. Don't give me the group answers, please.
Sir, I'm not able to raise the hand in this meeting.
Check with your friends how they are doing it.
No, sir, it's saying couldn't raise your hand. Try again.
Okay, you can text me so that I can see and ask you.
Okay, sir.
Text in the chat. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ishwar Rao, what are the other models it is missing over here?
Prototype model.
Okay, prototype. Next. Shaker, M Shaker.
So incremental model. Sir,
Iterative or incremental model. Next.
Big Bang model.
Big Bang. Okay, that is called Big Bang or
Model.
RAD model. Okay.
Okay.
So, guys, once again, I'm once again saying it. So I think this is initial days, so that's the reason you people are not understanding it. I'm really saying that if you're not preparing and then coming back to the session, definitely it is not encouraged. See, you're doing these things for not for me, right? These things you're not doing for anyone else. These all things you are doing it for your sake. We are asking you to spend 1 hour of your time, and we are clearly giving you the videos which you need to refer and the topic which you need to refer. What else you required from us? And when we are asking the questions, once again, I'm saying it, if you're not unmuting it or if you're not giving the right answers, definitely those people are not encouraged and those people would be removed from the group. That is the reason, because this is not like, okay, a group of mob joined for the session. So I'll not concentrate only one who have raised their hands. I'll ask them or I'll not ask them. No, you think anything worst about this? We have already done that. So on everyone, we will be concentrating it. Everyone should learn it. I told you right in the day one, you should frustrate it and you should drop, but we will not leave the people. And we don't only concentrate on the superheroes. We concentrate on every member. See, I'm a below average student. So I concentrate on them first, coming to the first rankers. So what is my ask here is, please read and when we given a topic, go through the videos and come back to the sessions, please. If you're not seeing that and if you're not answering here, everything would be noted down. And on that particular your attendance and then how you're performing in these particular sessions, based upon that, you will be continued on the sessions. Because of you, it shouldn't miss the good opportunity for others. See, you may not see now for just we are getting a free course, something else we can join for here. And if it works, we'll do it, or else we'll go for another job. If you are in that intention, please leave the session. Because some of the other people who are in this particular 61 or 60 people who are there, they really desperately want a job. Really, they might be struggling in their life. Really, they want a job which it can sustain for their complete family, which they need to sustain for their own careers. You might be joining for a time pass, but all others are not like that. So please make sure you don't distract the sessions. And don't waste, because every day I don't want to waste this time. Because this 1 hour of time which we are giving to you, see, do you think, see, every day till night 2 o'clock we will be working, and next day morning we need to do all our personal works, our personal time, our official time, everything we are giving it to you. Please respect our time. The only thing which we are asking it to you, concentrate when the things are going on. See, the basic minimum things which you need to look at for this session is, you should have proper laptop, you should have proper internet connectivity, and you should go through the videos and come back. These are only the 3 things which I'm asking you, right? And concentrate when we are talking. See, now if you people are not listening to me, so now I don't want to turn on all your videos, because you will be in a presentable mode, non-presentable mode. There are many girls in these sessions, so I don't want to disturb or distract that particular sessions with that. So that's the reason we will be doing the complete sessions with the offline videos. So at this point of time, so you need to understand, so whether I need to know that whether you people are listening to me or not. So listen carefully on these particular questions, because we don't want to waste your time also, right? Concentrate on the questions which we are asking, prepare well, and then come back and then answer the questions. And please don't give me the group answers, because if you're giving me the group answer, who is giving the answer, I don't know. So because particularly I wanted to know each and every candidate, how they are performing, what they are performing it. Then I'll understand what the strength and weakness of the candidates. So where I need to support them to get into the next levels. So this is what we will be doing it. It's not like a group mob, whether you learn it or not, doesn't learn it, I don't care. No, I care I definitely care about you. Even I don't know you, whatever it might be, I don't know your name or where you come from, what it would be. But when you join for this session, it is my responsibility and my accountability to make sure to deliver you when you're going out with the highest knowledge on the testing. At least the basic knowledge on testing. So please do cooperate. So don't make me to give this information every day, because it wastes your time and my time too. Fine. Let me get back to the session and then talk about it. Already we have been wasted 17 minutes. Okay. Coming back to here. So these are the different SDLC models which we have been talked about it, right? So we have waterfall model and we have V model, spiral model, agile, iterative incremental model, prototype model, RAD model. See, I'll be touching almost all models, but one or two models I'll skip on because which is not really required and which it is really difficult or complex at this point of time for you people to get into that. Okay, so let me take one by one and then I'll be asking one by one to explain me on this particular models. Okay, so now what is waterfall model? Harshavardhan. What is waterfall model? So we have different SDLC models, right? So now what is waterfall model? Harshvardhan, you there? Unmute yourself and then talk. Manisha, what is waterfall model? Nalini, what is waterfall model? You people are able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Viresh, can you go ahead?
So waterfall model is a part of the SDLC model, software development lifecycle, and there is a following the SDLC, and customer they going to business analyst and they will give the requirements, and to develop the software these like waterfall model we should go the quality of the
Say, Viresh,
small
understand the
projects.
question. See, now, yesterday we discussed SDLC, we discussed phases. So we know about this. But how this particular SDLC works in the waterfall model? See, now, these are the different models. So now these all things are called as SDLCs. So now
Okay.
waterfall model, V model, agile, everything is an SDLC models. Now, in every model, we will be having all these particular phases which we have discussed. But how these are phases positioned in this particular model is what we need to understand. So what do you means you can specifically say that how waterfall model works,
Okay.
or you can say that what are the advantages of this or what are the disadvantages of this.
Like in waterfall model, requirement will be not allowed in.
Okay, Ramakrishna B.
Yeah. Where project development team completes one phase at a time and each phase gets it right. From that information, we will go on to the next phase to move forward in the work.
Okay, your voice is choppy, but still I'm able to understand that. See, in waterfall model, we have different phases. Please go on mute. So we have different phases. What are the different phases? Requirement gathering, means analysis, and then designing, and then implementation or coding, or and then we'll be going for the testing, and then we'll be going for the deployment, and then we'll be having the maintenance. We'll be having it. Now, in this is the waterfall model, right? So as per Ramakrishna, what he is trying to say is one after one means once after the requirement phase completed, means completely the requirement gathering phase completed, then it will go for the requirement analysis. Now, once after requirement analysis done and frozen, then it will go to the design model, design phase. Now, once after the design phase completed, then it will go for the uh, it will go for the implementation mode. Once after completion of the means implementation phase, then it will go for the testing phase. And once after this particular testing phase, then it will go to the deployment phase. Once after the deployment phase, it will go to the maintenance phase. So is it what you're trying to say, Ramakrishna? Now, what are the disadvantage or okay, first you tell me what are the advantages of this one? Naveen Kumar, what are the advantages of this particular waterfall model?
This model is simple and easy to understand.
Excellent. It is simple and easy to understand. Next.
And easy to manage.
Okay, easy to manage.
And completed one at a time.
Okay, so one after one, you'll be completing it. Next.
That's also.
Okay, so now Khalil. So can you tell me what is the disadvantages of this one?
It is very difficult to go back by the using testing.
No, I'm asking Khalil.
Okay, sir.
Khalil Ahmed. Khalil, you are raising your hand, right?
It is very difficult to move back because of it will complete at a time only one phase.
Okay. Any other pointers?
It's not suit for a largest projects like we can't go further.
Large projects can't go, we can't take this one. Okay.
Effects may be carried one phase to another phase.
I don't know, so it's coming as an unknown user, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Chris, as it takes a long time to go in a phase by phase process, it is a linear sequential, it goes in a linear sequential way. So it takes a long time to complete all the stages. And there is a major drawback of this model, which is the requirement can totally change, or the market would be updated with a quite new updated things, so that by the time we come into the maintenance, or by the time we deliver the project, the main motto of the application can be changed, or it can have very new requirements. Yeah.
Excellent.
Sir,
It's
so it will be a
very
waste of all this.
good point.
Sir,
yeah.
So initial stage in the if the requirements in finding inbox, they continue the all the stages.
Okay, fine.
And
So let me
investment is very small, sir. In initial stages, there is a don't required to and testers, sir.
that is okay. So now that is what the major thing, right? So it will come, from the first phase itself, the testers are not required. So every time when it is required, they will be adding it. See, that is a basic waterfall model. See now, let me compile all these particular pointers and give you at one shot. What is this particular waterfall model? See, industry has been run. Industry means IT industry. Okay, so IT industry has been run from the legacy to now. Even now, many of the companies are following the waterfall model. But there are a lot of disadvantages and advantages for this particular model. Now, let me give you the first overview of this particular SDLC. Now, this will be like, see, now I got a requirements. Once I get frozen on the requirements, then I'll go only for the analysis. Means until unless the requirements are frozen, see, the most important thing is the requirements are frozen. Now I came to the analysis, I came to the design, and I came to the implementation. But if suddenly I wanted to make any particular requirement change, this is not allowed. So now why? Because I cross the requirements, analysis, design, implementation, and in the testing, if I get any particular requirements in any of these particular phases, so this is not at all entertained. Now, let me think in this way. In Corona, I used to have a large demand for oxygen. Okay. Now what I did, Corona means during the time of we have the 2019 and then 20. So those are the tough times, right? So everyone has been gone through. So now I wanted to means because of the demand, because one oxygen cylinder, so usually it costing around 500 to 1,000 rupees. Now they sold it for 10,000 and then even 20,000, 50,000, even 1 lakh also it has been sold. Based upon that particular demand, can I start the same business in 2022, investing some crores and crores of rupees in the oxygen?
No.
No.
At this point of time, they are used to create a PPE kits. You know, right? The PPE kits with the complete white uniform. So at that point of time, there is a lot of demand for that one. They invested some crores and crores of rupees to export that one. So now, can I start that particular business of creating the PPE kits, investing some crores and crores of rupees now?
No.
We land up in an outdated model by that time.
Absolutely.
Not needed.
So now the same thing, mask. Even now the people are using it. But at that point of time, the mask used to be sold very cost. Means at least 10 rupees per mask. That's a minimum price. But nowadays you'll be getting it for, if you're given 100 rupees, you'll get 500 masks, which it is coming for 50 NP or 25 NP. So now can I invest, can I start a company on this one? So generating on this particular mask?
No.
No, the demand is not.
So now what you need to understand is, now based upon the demand, you need to start your company or the people will start their business. Now, if I come and then sell you radios, will you buy? Radio, probably many of the people you may not know about the radios. So usually we'll have this particular radios to listen the music, right? So now will I come and then sell you this one? Will you take this? Calculators or not a smart TV with a CRT tube. Means there would be a big, means nowadays you can't see this, see the CRT monitors or TVs, but if you are seeing a good movies or anything, you can see that the monitor would be there and there is a back extension would be there without a smart features. Will you do that? You'll take this? So these all things you'll not buy because these are outdated. Now, when you start something, when you're coming into the market, that should be the latest trend so that that can be used and then it can be doing that. Now, for an example, traditionally what it used to happen is I came into market. I wanted to develop a software. Now, this particular software, it taken time of 2 years or 3 years to come into the market. It used to happen. It used to happen. It takes 2 years to 3 years. Some projects we have been executed in TCS and then CTS, which it has been executed for 2 to 3 years to get out. By the time when it is into the market, it is completely outdated. Will this particular product will have the value?
No.
Always you
No,
need to
sir.
remember one thing. There is a time. Time equal to money. Time equal to cost. Means if time increases, by default cost increases because there are more manpower. You need to pay for the manpower, right? None of the people will work for the free, right? So when the time is increasing, the resources need to be stay. The cost of the application will be more. As soon as this particular cost, time, everything increased, when it come to the market, it have no value. Will it be value for a customer? Will it be value for the client or the business who is running this one? This is the problem. This is a major disadvantage of this particular waterfall model. So now the major thing is, according to the market, if I wanted to change my requirement, it will not accept that particular requirement or it will not accept the changes. I'll ask you one question. Many of you people will be going for barber shop to have your haircut. Probably you'll be going for a regular barber shop because you know from all the days. So this means you have been tried multiple barber shops and then feel that, hey, this barber would be doing good, and you'll be going for that. If you go into a barber shop, if he removes the mirror, can you sit in front of him and then have your haircut? See, he
No,
is a
sir.
regular barber and he, you knows him very well. And for many haircuts he has been done, but he removed the mirrors in the barber shop. Will you go and then cut it?
No, sir.
Because you don't want the end product at one shot, which it is not good. So that is the reason we have next models. So now the next model is gone to the prototype model. See, the basic overview for the waterfall model is each and every phase, once after completing one phase, then only it will go to the next phase. Now, this is very simple to understand and easy to use. And once after one phase, it will go for the next. And requirements are frozen. This is one side advantage. Because consistently, if I'm coming and then asking, hey, you to change this one, you to change this one, you to change this one, it would be really a big problem also, right? But still, after the complete 1 year, 2 years, if you have been asked, now the end product completely what you have been asked, what you get, it is completely different. Then it would, will you be okay? See, usually we will have certain pictures on this one. So I just wanted to show. This is usually it will happen. So hope you guys are able to see this picture, right? This is what the customer will explain. So he will be saying that, hey, there is a tree. For this tree, there should be a branch, and then you should have 3 tiles and 2 ropes, which it need to be having this. Now, this is how the project leader understand. Hey, so you see, branches are there, and I have the rope, and then I have this particular slider. And this is how the analyst and the designer will do. It have 2 branches, it supports this one, and it have 2 ropes, and then it have that particular plate. So this is how, see now, you see it, right, the flow. So there is some movie. So they will give one ice cube. It will pass from one people to another people. So when it reaches to the right person, it will be completely collapsed. Or some people will be standing in a line and they will say some action, they will do it and then they pass the message. But that message, when it reaches to the last person, so that complete message would be diluted and it changed. Same way, the requirements also would be like this. So when the customer is explaining like this, product leader will understand like this, analyst will design like this, and the programmer, the developer will write the code like this, and the tester will get like this. And how the BA business will explain to the client is like this. And the project documentation, nothing would be there. And how this operations installed, and how the customer is built, and how it is to be supported, and how the marketing team would be advertised. Last, what the customer is requiring or customer need is this. See, by these pictures itself, you can understand, right? So now customer want this, but he will explain like this. But the understanding of each and every team will like change like this one. There should be a proper communication, and that particular proper communications between the team, between the members will not have that one. I'll share you one video also. You see it. So one guy will, there will be a 10-15 members standing in a line. One guy passes that information, but reaching to the first person, it will change entirely different. That why this is important and this is required is you need to understand how these particular communications would be worked for. And we practically implemented this one. I don't think there is a requirement of the music, but you can clearly understand what it happens. You can see it. So there would be a certain set of people standing in a line. So now this guy will have a message. He will read that message, and this message he need to communicate to this. You see it, right? Okay. This message he have been passed to that lady. Now you see it. Actually, what did by seeing for this one, this would be like a funny and the things, but this will learn us a important message. You've seen it, right? What the first person has did, and what the communication have been happened to this guy. See? Now you need to just think that. So now what he is trying to show, you see it? See, what you need to understand from this is what the first person did and what the last person did. Means the flow of communication will change like this. There are a lot more because we have been practically done these particular exercises in our office when we are in office. So we given some message by reaching to that end person, it changed completely. See, what is the intention of showing you that video is when we have that particular communication from the client. So when we got this particular client information, so client information to the BA and BA information to the project manager and project manager to the development or testing manager and manager to the developers or the testers and who the ground level, okay, leads will be having developer leads and testing leads and passing that information to the testing team or the developers who work in natural. So the complete communication would be flowing in these directions. Now you tell me how this particular communication would be rightly reached to these people. See, if I'm saying something, everyone will have their fantastic imagination power. So they will be thinking something else. My intention of saying is something else. Everyone will not think in the same direction, same way, right? Now you can just imagine so how these communications would be changed in a different formats, different ways. So getting these particular requirements from each and every phases to other phases, doing these implementations. Now, as soon as it coming to the market, completely if it is changed, you tell me, I spent 2 years and I spent 10 crores of rupees for getting this project. Now, what I expected, if I'm not getting that particular product, end product, will I be keeping silent? Now we go for naturals. For example, we go for any particular professional services and you don't have the mirror. I say that, hey, you cut me like this. I have been given him a clear cut information. But if I don't have the mirror and after that he has been given me cut after the haircut, if I see somewhere else, hey, this is not the way I have been asked you for. Why you have been cut like this? So this is the bigger problem in this particular waterfall models. But still, even now, many of the companies are using still waterfall model. This is deep rooted into the industry. And there are a lot of disadvantages, especially in terms of this particular time, cost, money, and completely change. Now, what we have been, do you think that what you thinking before a year, even now you're thinking the same? Absolutely not. It will change because the time have a wonderful power to change you. Then how before 2 years requirement, if I develop that particular product, I'll be stick on to that particular products. So this is not worked for us, not worked for the industry. Then the power of prototyping comes into the picture. What is prototyping? Now, what is prototype model? Now, we have been discussed on this waterfall model, right? Any questions on this waterfall model? Any questions on this waterfall model? Okay, I'm taking silence as yes. And definitely, so these all things would be having the assessments and examination. So at that point of time, you need to replicate it. So if you're saying no, no questions, you understand thoroughly, then you should do good in your exams too.
Sir,
Okay.
I have one question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so in waterfall model, maintenance phase will not be there.
Absolutely, it would be there. See, these SDLC models and phases, so those are constant. It would be there. So now, after releasing that particular product, for an example, if I develop it 2 years for a particular model, particular software, that particular software need to have that particular maintenance, right? I need to make the enhancements, changes, everything. It will come some bugs when it goes to the production. It have the bugs. So now I need to fix these particular things, right? Always they will be having it. A simple layman example, yesterday we taken it, right? A house we taken it. We promised to give you this house by 6 months, but we delivered this house after 2 years. Even after 2 years, you will have the maintenance for that one, right? Either in 6 months or either in 2 years. This mode will not go. Definitely you'll have that phase.
Okay, but we can't modify it like go to previous phase and do anything.
No, see, always you need to understand what is maintenance. What is maintenance? Maintenance means if you have any particular change request means what? Change. Example, there is a login page. In this login page, previously used to have username, password, login button. Now you enter the username, you enter the password and click the login button. Now what it has been changed to is the new changes. I'll be having username. Instead of password, I have OTP. This is the change. And click the login button. Means I enter the username, password and click the login button. Previously, I used to enter the password. Now I used to enter the OTP. So this is the changes. Now I can't keep the same functionality forever, right? So always I need to update myself, and I'll be adding new functionalities, new features. Some pages, what I'll try to do, I'll have only the username with mobile number or with email ID. Second page, I'll be having the OTP. Third page, I'll be logging to the home page. So this is how I can change any functionality. The look and feel, I should be changing it, right? So that
Okay,
look
so
and
these
feel,
kind of changes we can do in waterfall itself.
that would be in your maintenance mode. And see,
Okay, sir.
don't get confused. See, these phases, every phase have their own importance. Once the requirements are frozen, so only on that particular requirements, the complete waterfall will work. But you're asking me in the last phase of maintenance. In the maintenance, what people will do for in the waterfall model. Now, if we got these changes, now once again, what it will do, actually speaking, it will follow the same waterfall model. Once again, it will go to the requirement analysis, and every phase it will come. Any requirements comes. So this is what the procedure it will follow in the waterfall model. In this maintenance itself, it will not be the same. See, SDLC model means now once again I got a requirement, right? Now once again it will go for the requirement phase, requirement analysis, designing, changes, testing, and release to the market. Once again I have a new change. Once again it will follow the same thing, same approach. This is the standard process which it need to be followed.
Okay, sir,
Okay.
got it now. Yeah, thank you so much.
Fine. Any other questions?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yep.
Sir, since you said this model has many disadvantages, why most of the companies are using this model only, sir, in testing?
Who is this? I miss your name. I'm not able to see here.
Sir, I'm Sadiraj, sir.
Oh, Sadiraj. Okay. Good question. See, you are seeing the negative of this. Means the disadvantages you've seen it. But even you need to see the advantages of it, right?
Yes, sir.
So advantages, what it mean to you is, it is very simple to understand.
Yeah,
and
yes, sir.
simple to use, and requirements are frozen. I'll give you a small example. You are cooking a food. Okay, so probably you wanted to cook, I don't know what, it's a vegetarian or non-vegetarian, whatever, you wanted to cook a food. And I'm standing behind you. And what you do is you start to cook, and I'll come back and then say that, hey, are you doing some khichdi? Then I think you need to add some more masala. Then you'll add that. And I'll say that, no, I think masala would be too much heavy. So then only add some pepper. And then I'll come and say, hey, no pepper, add some more salt to this one. Or else you use some more garam masala for this one. Hey, don't use these all things, man. So use this would be better if you have some chat masala would be there, right? If I keep on bugging you, will you complete the project? Will you complete your dish? See, that is a bigger so now this is a bigger disadvantage. You take anything. So even now I go for a cutting shop. I have a mirror. I'm sitting in front of it. The barber is cutting it. He was cutting it. Hey, you just took half centimeter. You need to cut. He will cut half centimeter. And then no. I said only half centimeter. You cut me 1 centimeter. How he can have a scale to measure your hair? So it will also create a mess in the projects. So rather than creating that particular mess, the people will feel that this is comfortable in doing the implementations. But when you see the other models, so now we discussed only the waterfall model. Now, when you see the other models, then you can understand why these people still, some companies reluctant to change from the waterfall model. Okay.
And also, Chris, when there are concrete requirements, this model would work well, isn't it?
Absolutely, because that is what one of the greater advantage. So now, if you know your requirements thoroughly, then only this will work. If you don't know your requirements, then probably this model will be not really suggestible, advisable. There are different models which we can take it up. See now, when you wanted to fight, okay, so you can choose different weapons. Either you can take gun, or you can take a sword, or you can take bow and arrow. So there are different apertures or different weapons. It depends upon you which you are mastered in it and which you need to use it. And the best example for it is, I can give another best example. When you are trying to stitch a cloth, you'll not use knife, you'll use needle. When you wanted to cut your vegetables, you will not use needle, you'll use knife. When you wanted to, okay, I shouldn't say this one. If you wanted to kill someone, you'll have some sword, or fight with someone, you should have sword. So there you shouldn't take a needle and then fight, right? So you should know which thing you need to use it at which point of time. So here we have a lot of SDLC models. So why? Because every company operates in a different models. Please go on mute. Every company will have different models. You should understand, hey, which model they are trying to use it. Then only you can go and test it in that way, right? Why we need to know this particular SDLC models is you need to know why. See, always you should have this. Why? What? And how? There is some comedy in one of the movie also. But these are the three things you need to always ask the things. Why I'm learning this particular SDLC models? Because in all the SDLC models, the testing phase is involved. So you should know in which phase where the testing is involved. Then only you can test that particular application in that way, right? If you don't understand these particular SDLC models, so tomorrow one guy is using means waterfall, and someone is using agile, someone is using the prototype. How you will identify that? See now you should know your entry point, right? When I should enter. Now in this particular waterfall model, unless the development completed, you will not enter into this phase. Absolutely, you're idle. But certain models, you'll be starting it from the day one itself. See, if it is a project 60 days, assume it for 60 days. If it is in a waterfall model, the tester will be entered into at 45th day. 45th day, the tester will enter, and 15 days he will complete the particular testing and he will give it to it. But for certain projects, on the day one itself, the tester will join based upon these particular models. You should know when you entered in the first day what should to do, and you should know if you entered in the 45th day what you should do. You should do it. So that's the reason you should know about this SDLC models. See, in all the tutorials, all the materials, everyone will explain you what is waterfall. But you need to understand that, you need to know that, hey, how this is applicable to me. Always you need to think that, hey, how this is applicable for testing, how it is relevant to me. So that is, in that particular point of view, angle, you need to understand these particular topics. Always you need to imagine. So always the best part of the humans is they can imagine. So now you need to imagine into this particular imaginary world. If I started a particular project, so you should think, oh, okay, some requirement gathering is happened, then when it will come to me, what I'll be doing it. So those are the things which you need to understand. Okay, so now let me go for the next SDLC model, because
I have a question.
yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Will customer bother about this model? Customer or client, will he suggest
Absolutely right. You tell me, Jash. So now, Jash. Okay. So now, Jash, you tell me. Go on mute, please. For an example, you asked for to construction of a house. What you given all your requirements. You'll first ask him two things. What is the cost? What is the time? If he says the cost is 1 CR and the time is 6 months, if it is going for 2 CR, will it be okay for you?
No.
And if the 6 months is going for 1 year, will it be okay for you?
No.
Now you need to commit that one. And when he was selecting this one, so and then you need to frequently check, right? So do you think that, okay, I given for a dealer or a contractor saying that, hey boss, you go and construct this house and then come back. Will you not visit your home? Will you not go there and then visit? After 1 year, will you go and visit? Or will you frequently visit and then see what is the progress of that one?
Yes.
That's it. That's it, right? The simple. So now every time we will be saying to the client, boss, I need, see now, what is the most important thing is, the most important factor is time to market, TTM. Means how fast we are going to the market. Because I'm telling you, right, day to day, the business will be changing it. At this point of time, so if you take a longer time, when you reach to the market, you're outdated. I'm telling you, right? If you created a particular product for 6 months, within 2 days, China will give you that particular product, duplicate of that one. Exactly 2 days. 6 months of your effort would be converted into 2 days. They'll get into the market for the duplicate phones. If you wanted to buy the same phone for 1,60,000, they will sell this particular phone for 20,000 rupees. Exactly the same first copy within 2 days. So this is a highest business which it goes on $1 billion business in China.
Reverse engineering.
It's a device engineering. Yeah. And not only this one, you take any particular product. You wanted a Lamborghini car, they will design the Lamborghini. If you wanted to buy a Lamborghini car, you know, right, 6 CR. Now they will get it for 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. They will design. Adidas, they created BDAS. Now you take any particular products, within 1-2 days they will do it, the first copies. So that hits the market, right? So someone who have rich filthy, they will buy it. And someone, they wanted to have that particular false prestige or whatever it might be. I don't want to comment on it. They wanted to buy that one, they will buy it with that lower price. Obviously, we will think, see now, even as in, we all Indians, so we think the same thing, right? If you're getting one particular product for a higher price and getting it for another lower price, we'll compromise on certain quality. And then we will be adopting to that one because it is getting for a cheaper price.
Yes.
So that's all things will be there, right? So now these all things, these all factors are there. The most important thing you need to take over is this particular time to market. Means how fast you reach to the market is most important. That is what you need to look at it. This is how you need to look at it. Okay, let me go for the next model. Okay, time. Okay.
Hi, Krish. I have one question.
Okay.
Like you said that for few projects or in few methodologies, tester will be joining day one. So do testers have say in requirement phase?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. See, that is the reason. So I think this question is very early to answer because if you go for agile, okay, so we do have the same discussion will happen on that. On the day one, if the tester joined on this, what it mean to him? You know, the requirements would be there. In agile model, the requirements will be not called as in requirements, it will be called as a user stories. Okay, so now that, but this is synonym. Okay, in each model they will be calling with a different name, right? So giving that particular requirement, the same thing, it is called as a user name, user story. Sorry, user story. Now, day one, when we have this particular user story, we have the business analyst in the waterfall model, right? Here in this one, we'll be having PO, product owner. Now, this guy will give the requirement explanation to tester and the developer at one shot. Tester will do testing activities. Developer will do developer activities. What is this activities is what we'll be learning in the manual testing concepts. Anyways, developer things, anyways, that dev team will take care. But as part of our course, we'll talk about what are the testing activities we'll be doing. But this starts on the day one.
Understood.
Okay, when you go for this different models in detail, so I'm telling you, right? So we have different SDLC models. As part of SDL means agile, we have BDD, behavioral driven development, and TDD, test driven development, and ATDD, acceptance test driven development. With these all particular models, see now previously waterfall model, what it will happen after development phase, I'll come to the testing and then I'll test this one, right? Usually that will happen. Now, before development of this particular application, the tester will write the automation code for this fast to the market. These all things are we are implementing now. We are in that generation currently. Now the upcoming generation, it won't even the project starts, it all gives the AI, which we are exploring now. See, now these are old traditional things, because why you need to understand these particular things means, if you wanted to know the importance of mobile phone, you should know what it happens in 1980s. Then you'll understand what is the importance of it. If there is any emergency, if there is any death ceremonies or death happen, you used to have a telegram. Means after 1 day, 2 days, they will be knowing that, hey, this person has been no more. In any emergencies, nothing. The complete world was struck. But nowadays, in a fraction of seconds, you will be communicating that messages. And having in 1990s, so you'll be having a landline phones. In a street, one person will have a landline phone. So that particular, all the people will be friends to him, because to use that particular landline phone, if any messages or anything, the phone will come to that one. And in the 2000s, you used to have the Nokia, or that's the most prominent phone used there. Now everything in the smart. So usual now we don't want any other things. We don't want wallets, because no need to pay any money. Everything we have these particular things to pay the GPays or phone pay or Paytm or whatever you have it. Calculators. You used to use the calculators when we are studying. So now no calculators. No watches is also required. We used to have Walkmans, CD players, cassette players. No need. Everything in one particular device, which we will forget everything. See, now this is the linear way of the expansion. So now latest generation, they will not understand that particular pain, but still how the people used to suffer for that one in the previous olden days, they will not understand. That's how we have been grown. So why I'm saying this one is, if you know these particular things and the pains, so then you will understand that, hey, how the testing we used to struggle, because here we have the basics. I give you a good example. So now we are seeing the 2020 matches, right? So the people come, they stand, they hit. Do you think that the real means okay? So as I was very much passionate about the cricket and I used to play these things. That's the reason I was just giving it to you. I used to play state and district. So when I was in my kids. So the real cricket when we are playing, so how we need to have a ball in a different direction, how we need to handle it, and how and what radius we need to hit the ball, and what with the what power or with the, what amplifying power we need to hit that. We used to train on that particular things and how we need to have it for forward defense, backward defense, front foot defense. Nowadays, do you think that the people are training on that? Just they will train only one thing. Whatever the ball it comes, you hit. See now that game is completely changed because that is the market requirement. So now if Rahul Dravid comes and plays now, he will not be selected. But now he is a coach and who is the highest paid in the world. See why I'm saying is, so if you understand this particular different old, see why I'm spending this much of time on this particular models is every model will says us how it need to be happen. And you believe it or not, at one point of time, every companies will have different models. First, understand that particular SDLC model. According to that, you need to change your form, and then you need to do it. If I train you only on the agile, this is the latest one, right? I train you on this one, only on this thing. It will save my lot of time. But what it will happen is, all companies are not still transformed into this. Every company, some companies are using the prototype, some companies are using the RAD, some companies are using waterfall still. So that what it mean to you is, if it is only agile, then you can work. If it is any of these particular models, you can't work, or you don't even know how it works. You tell me, if you don't know something how it is going to work, how you will go and work in it? Absolutely, that's a crap, right? See, that is the reason. See, our first concentration always it will be to have a stronger foundation. If you have a stronger foundation, now you can play around any of these things. You give it to me, I'll play. So now if you have the song, if you're able to, if you're a strong batsman, you put half spin, leg spin, in swing, out swinger, whatever you do googly, you do with a different action, you come up with any action. It doesn't really matter. I concentrate only on the ball and how it is swinging to me. That is the way you need to prepare, and you need to train yourself. That is the reason we are spending this much of time in all these other models. Or else it is very simple. So I'm telling you that if you go for an article, just they will be saying that waterfall model is one phase after one phase. And then this is the advantage, this is the disadvantage. But how it is relevant and what the testing items we need to do it. So now when we go for, now these phases we will be talking about it, right? Now then we will derive the SDLC. From the SDLC, we will be going for TCLC. From the TCLC, we'll go for the bug life cycle. So these are the different channels, but how it is interlinking, you should understand it. Then you will have a strong knowledge in the foundation. Hey, if I make some change here, how, SDLC have a link with the STLC. STLC have the link with the TCLC. TCLC have the link with the BCLC, and these will be linked to the ALC. Now, if I only talk about the ALC, if I make some change here, how it is impacting in the ALC, you should understand, right? Or else what it will happen is, if in a tree, if there is any particular problem, you will only cut the fruit, but the problem is in the root. You should know where the roots are. Then only you can fix that particular problem. Or else you're cutting the fruits, it will never solve your problem. Always you'll be getting a spoiled or a spoiled fruit always, or rotten fruit always. So that's the reason you should know about the complete tree and what the roots, where the roots, why it having the problems. You should know that one so that you can become an expertise in that area. So this is how you should learn. Okay, I think I'm overshooting the time. Okay, fine. But once again, I'm saying it. So tomorrow, when I'm asking someone, so you should unmute yourself and then you should answer. Today, 4 to 5 people not unmuted and then they are answering it. It is not really good. At least for tomorrow, reminding